As India was celebrating the Republic Day in 2001, a monster earthquake of 6.7 on the Richter scale shook the Kutch region of eastern Gujarat, causing massive devastation. The tremor lasted just 2 minutes but left close to 14,000 dead, 160,000 injured, and over 1 million homes damaged or destroyed. The ancient city of Bhuj was flattened. This earthquake changed India's disaster response. Due to the Herculean effort at reconstruction put in by the Gujarat government, under the leadership of Shri Narendra Modi, the state rose from the ashes. Gujarat also began to work proactively towards disaster management and reduction to contain the enormity of future disasters. It set up institutions like the Gujarat State Disaster Management Authority or GSDMA, the Institute of Seismological Research or ISR, and the Gujarat Institute of Disaster Management or GIDM. In a short period of time, Gujarat had developed stellar capabilities of a developed state. It became one of the lowest risk investment destinations in the country in terms of disaster preparedness. GSDMA developed the Hazard Risk and Vulnerability Atlas, the first of its kind in the country. It assesses risks to 6 different kinds of disasters: earthquakes, tsunamis, floods, cyclones, and droughts, and also to chemical and industrial hazards. The ISR started measuring tremors round the clock through a dense network of 60 seismic stations, 50 of which were located in the Kutch region alone. The possibility of an earthquake can now be determined in less than 2 minutes and alerts sent in less than 10 minutes. Its fire services have been augmented with mini fire tenders that can go through the narrow streets of old cities. The Gujarat model of disaster preparedness served as a paradigm for building a national response to variegated calamities. Learning from previous disasters, the government was aware that it needed multidimensional and a multi-sectoral approach to deal with them. It took measures to strengthen the legal, financial, and institutional mechanisms for disaster risk reduction and to build capacities for response, relief, reconstruction, and recovery across sectors. India was quick to adopt and align its priorities with the Hyogo Framework for Action in 2005 that re-emphasized the need to build the resilience of communities to disasters. The Disaster Management Act was passed in 2005, to be followed closely by the setting up of the National Disaster Management Authority. In line with the Act, a National Disaster Response Force or the NDRF was formed. With its 12 battalions stationed across the country, this purely humanitarian force has both experience and expertise to respond promptly and professionally to disasters. India is perhaps only country to have a dedicated force to handle calamities. For any country to become disaster resilient, it is important to strengthen its early warning systems. India invested in institutions for information management and weather forecasting. The Indian National Centre for Ocean Information Services or INCOIS provides early warning through 300 meteorological stations. Since 2012, it has been sending alert and advisory services to all Indian Ocean Rim countries. Similarly, the Indian Meteorological Department has revolutionized the monitoring process with the help of remote sensing techniques. It has deployed buoys in the tropical ocean, and satellite-integrated automated weather stations have been installed on islands, oil rigs, and exposed coastal sites to provide accurate forecasting, leading to timely detection and warning, communications, and response. The Indian Satellite Research Organization, ISRO, has evolved a comprehensive space-based disaster management support. Earth observation satellites, together with meteorological and communication satellites, and aerial survey system provide timely support and services for disaster management. The soon-to-be-launched South Asia satellite will have multiple applications, including risk management and early warning systems for the region. The National Remote Sensing Agency has emerged as a full operational system that provides rich data services on the Earth system from global to local scale that helps the communities to take informed decisions on natural disasters. All these efforts have helped in accurate weather forecasting of earthquakes and flood systems. The same rigor has been applied at national, state and district governments and civil society groups to prepare communities for disasters. Community-based disaster risk management programs empowering millions of people residing in remote and high-risk areas to tackle the onslaught of these natural calamities have been organized, leading to a transformational reduction in loss to lives. Vulnerable public buildings have been retrofitted and evacuation plans are in place with a mission to reduce losses to property and lives. The measures undertaken over the years brought results when the disaster-prone Odisha was hit by Phelan and Hudhud cyclones in 2013 and 2015, which resulted in minimal loss to life. It was due to this experience of handling disasters in Gujarat and a realization of how an early response can limit loss of life, Prime Minister Narendra Modi responded instantaneously to the earthquake in Nepal by sending immediate help and resources. NDRF was the first international rescue force to arrive. Along with the army and Nepalese forces, it worked tirelessly to retrieve both live victims and the dead from the debris. The Indian Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, in order to make the country safer, stronger and resilient, recently unveiled the National Disaster Management Plan that is aligned to the Sendai framework. In the Asia-Pacific region, India has taken the lead on several fronts. It organized the South Asian Annual Disaster Management Exercise for over 80 disaster managers and leaders from Bangladesh, Bhutan, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan and India. In 2016, in its beautiful town of Udaipur, India also hosted the BRICS Conference on Disaster Management. Under the dynamic leadership of Shri Narendra Modi, India, the world's second most populous country, is confident of building a sustainable and resilient country by integrating disaster risk reduction in its development planning.